Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind. We've got a leftist narrative, leftist propaganda to break through on this one. You know, the left so deeply wants to convince you that right-wing rhetoric isn't based in facts. It's a bunch of conspiratorial nonsense and fear-mongering, mostly bigoted and racist fear-mongering. We've been warning about the increase in crime that we're clearly seeing, a crisis that's made itself quite visual in the age of everyone having a high-quality cell phone camera. And leftoids keep peddling the narrative that it's not actually happening, it's just a right-wing conspiracy theory, and that actually crime is down or it's remained stagnant. To which I respond, give me a frickin' break. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we are living through an era of lawlessness. I'm sure that Democrats can point to certain statistics and be like, look, murder is down in New York City year over year. Things aren't really as bad as Republicans claim. We're still down from the 90s. Which of course to a certain extent is true, but if you look at every other crime, if you look at just the brazen nature of robberies, harassment, and random assaults, we're seeing a massive spike. We're seeing non-stop internet videos, viral videos of young groups of gangs, young criminals, running rampant, running free, victimizing whoever they want, with little to, I'd argue, almost nothing stopping them. So when we talk about the age of crime, this is what we're talking about. The brazen nature of it all. It's gotten so completely insane, and it's really starting to impact just regular people. We've seen politicians mugged, journalists mugged, robbed, in some cases assaulted, beaten. We've even seen a couple politicians murdered, as well as some journalists, one recently in Philly. And so it's reaching such an epidemic level that it's starting to impact everyday living. And that really is the focus of today's video. That's what I want to get into. Let's get into George Soros' death cult, what feels like the fall of Western society. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so we got a clip going viral all over Twitter right now. Let's play that clip so we can make our point.
In church is getting robbed, even as she sits and prays.
I couldn't believe it.
The surveillance video starts as 78-year-old Linda Morrow arrives early for a prayer meeting at Hilldale Baptist Church in Clarksville, Tennessee. Two women join her. One sits in front, the other right behind. They strike up a conversation. Then it happens. One stranger asks Linda to hold hands and pray together. Her head bowed and eyes closed, Linda is distracted. Cops say the woman behind reaches into her bag, takes out Linda's wallet, and helps herself to the cash and other items. Then she puts the empty wallet back in Linda's bag. The two women hightail it out of the church. Cops say these suspects went on a $7,000 shopping spree at a Sam's Club store using Linda's credit cards. Later that night, the outraged pastor Larry Robertson spoke out about the theft from the lectern.
Keep your eye on your wallet even at church, I guess.
I just never in a million years thought about anything like that happening.
It's sickening. What happened is ridiculously evil.
The word that I really want to focus on today is brazen. That's really what I've noticed is so different. It's just these ridiculously brazen acts. There's absolutely nothing stopping these people anymore. There's nothing telling them, oh, don't do this, there's going to be consequences. They know that they could do it and they could either most likely get away with it, and if they don't get away with it, well, they're just going to receive a little slap on the wrist, a little probation, in the courthouse, out the courthouse, out on bail, charges dropped, or minimal punishment to begin with. There is incentive for people to continue to victimize the most vulnerable in our society. You know, that's not the only video I've seen pretty much exactly like that this week. Now, this video is going to be really hard to play, especially in its entirety, because there's kind of like a vigilante man who comes in and, you know, deals with the thieves or the criminals. But here's another situation. I mean, I'll play the first like 3 seconds of the clip before the guy comes in and, you know, does his work. You have a random elderly Asian man sitting in his car getting assaulted, accosted, harassed at a gas station by 3 women attempting to rob him of what he's got. Go to the gas station, you're getting victimized. Go to church, you're getting victimized. Operate in your own damn business, you're getting victimized. Here's another example, once again from this week, which I think is going to really help make the point. I learned about this one from Decoy Voice on YouTube. I'm sure you guys know who he is, and by the way, if you don't know who he is, he's the most up-and-coming guy in the space. You should definitely subscribe to Decoy Voice. He's a mix between Paul Joseph Watson and Donut Operator. Absolutely incredible high-quality commentary and video production coming from the Decoy Voice YouTube channel, so go take a look and subscribe. But shout out aside, he recently covered an encounter at a small business.
Come out! Come the out! Come out! Come the out! Come outside! Come out! Come out! The Prince of Saudi Arabia, that's my cousin. That's my brother. Watch. Watch.
You know, speaking of people not being safe in their own businesses, you have a crazed lunatic coming in harassing this business on a near constant basis, only to be arrested and released and arrested and released over and over again. I believe that's what Decoy Voice found in his investigation in his video.
Where Fox 2 reported on the incident in Stockton, as allegedly the suspect had stolen cigarettes into a garbage bag, came back the next day to rob them again while allegedly armed, demanding money, and both times the police only came after he had already escaped. So the third time, they didn't even call the police. One guy grabbed him while the other guy started playing piñata on the perpetrator, and this actually caused him to be finally arrested, where the DA stated they will not pursue charges against the 7-Eleven employees.
So you have this guy who's coming back over and over and over again to the same business, probably on drugs, completely out of his mind, tripping, able to harass this business over and over again without any consequences. We've seen this everywhere, in places like San Francisco, Chicago, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, New York, the list goes on. There is nowhere safe from these criminals. People are literally going out of business because of it. People are leaving big Democrat cities, big Democrat states because of it. We're living through the era of the criminal. It's the worst time to be a criminal in a way. It's the worst time to be a real serious offender because of all the technology, DNA technology, cell phone footage, cameras. You know, you can't get away with the same crimes you probably could have in the 1980s. You know, the really crazy, horrible stuff. But petty crime, assaults, and robbery? Carjacking? It's freaking open season. We're seeing an epidemic of 12-year-olds carjacking people in DC, Philadelphia, Wisconsin, and Michigan. We even this year learned about the Kia boys in one state stealing over 10,000 cars, mostly underage kids. We're living through the era of walking into a Nordstrom and stealing frickin' everything on the shelves as a group of 10 individuals, going into a pharmacy and stealing all the beauty goods. We're living through the era of small businesses having to lock up basic everyday essential goods. It's become so brazen, and it's the same people doing it over and over again. It's people that local governments and police departments already know of as high-risk individuals, yet we just allow them to go back on the streets to commit their violent acts or to commit their brazen acts of thieving endlessly. It has to stop. We need to get back to a point of common sense, because this is anything but. If you aren't safe in your own church, then where are you safe? In a Democrat city, the answer is nowhere. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. You know that we'd love to have you here. And go ahead and subscribe to Decoy Voice as well. I'm not just shilling his YouTube channel for no reason. He's one of my go-to guys on the platform. He is HiveMind endorsed. Thanks for watching, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.